What's up, guys? Edson here. Today I have a pleasure to bring on this first episode on the Locomotiva podcast one very special guest. His name is Aaron Lorenzo, aka Jamaica. How are you, my friend?
Good.
Thanks for coming in.
Nice to see you again.
So, Jamaica. Oh, sorry, guys. I call him Jamaica, but his name is Aaron. So he's trying to do this change from BJJ career to MMA career, and then we get breaking news today about your first MMA fight. Tell me a little bit about that, Jamaica.
Yeah, so it's
not first MMA fight. No, you had a fight before.
Yeah, so I had 3 beginner fights, but this is gonna be my first amateur MMA fight. So no shin pads, so a little bit more aggressive,
Yeah.
A little bit more aggressive, a bit more serious, and this is about me. It's not just like fighting in a tournament where you fight 4 people or 5 people. So this is just one person, get the job done, and then I go home,
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so it's exciting. Yeah.
You feel, let's talk about emotions in this momentum. How you feel about that? You feel like a fear, angry, or what story about that?
I feel like, it's very easy to, like, when you talk to people, your friends or your family, and maybe your teammates, and you say, I want to fight, I have plans. But when the moment comes, and they say,
you don't really want.
When the moment comes and it's happening, when they sign the ink or they sign the contract,
they put your face on that.
You see that, okay, this is real, that there's no going back, and that you have to give it your all. That's how I feel now. I feel like goosebumps. I feel like I'm ready to show people what I'm actually show myself, really, because every day I'm always talking to myself, like, I want to do this, I want to do this, so proving myself.
So one thing that I can notice on that, if this thing that come straight from yourself, this should not work, no matter if me as a coach want to you fight, or if your friends, or even your parents, if all these people want that you fight, if it doesn't come from straight from you, this should not work, because I had a MMA fight before, but at the cage there is just you against another guy. No one can decide anything from you. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why it's important you really decide in your heart, in your mind, that no, I really want that. It's not because someone is pushing me to do or anything else out of that. This must to become from you. Another question that I want to ask you is, you always, since when you're child, you always think about it to be a fighter, or you just realized this maybe a few years ago? Or what story about that?
I don't know, bro. When I was young, I had a lot of talents. I wanted to be a footballer. I wanted to be a skateboarder, BMX. I always knew that I wanted to be successful at one thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter if one day I quit MMA, but if I go into business and I become successful and I become rich from that, but I always know that one thing that I'm good at is going to take me there, And now at the age of 26, I went back to MMA. But actually, I started kickboxing when I was 17, 16. But, I did a reverse and I came back, but I came into MMA. And I think I'm going to stick to it because, I'm 26 now, and let's see where it goes.
You still have a time,
Exactly. Let's see where it goes, I think I'm pretty good at it. People tell me I'm good. I'm winning at the moment. So, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah. Just carry on, what I'm asking about that, because from different people are different situations, For example, in Brazil, it's a very common to people fight to change the situation. Actually the real, like, a financial situation, to change the level, to make them rich. And then in MMA it's a good opportunity, In football as well, but I think in MMA you don't need too much people. Of course, you still need people to help you, but you don't need too much people or too much look. As you must to get in football. You know,
it's more difficult.
In America, for example, the thing that I can see, it's people fight not for money, but most to get a fame, to get a name, to be famous. You understand what I'm saying? So what is your main reason to you looking for, bro, you're gonna be inside of the cage to another person that are also a fighter. They know how to kill another people with their own hands, as you know how to do, you know. So what is your like a petrol to get inside there? What reason make you do this kind of things?
That's a good question.
It's a good question,
isn't it? Question. That's a good question, bro.
Everyone wants money. Everyone wants want to be famous, you know. But everyone also have a main thing, you know.
It's a deep question, bro. I think I want everything. Cool. I want everything. I want success. I want money. I don't want to be famous. I want people to recognize my work. So if that's famous, then let's say famous. But I want people to realize what I've done. So it's not like, have the girls or have guys screaming me in the club. No, I want people being like, hey, I seen what you do. I see your work. I want people to recognize me for my hard work, you know. But yeah, bro, I want it all. You know, I think it's the doubts that I have in myself, maybe in the past. But yeah, I think everything that brings me to the cage, you know, everything. I think I'm at a stage in my life right now where I just...
You feel that all way that you get it, gonna bring you to the same goal, yeah?
Say it again?
So every way, if you get it, gonna bring you to the same goal. And this goal is like the cage, you know, or something.
Yeah. It's one of my last talents that I have at the moment. So let's see where it can take me, you know?
As a coach, I'm watching you every day. I can see your effort, you know. You spend time, money, you know, so you sweat. Sometimes you bleeding on the mats, you know. I can see you really get this like a truth, you know. I think you're gonna get it, Jamaica. I have no doubt about that. You just must to keep on the same way, doing the right things, right choices, as we talked before. I remember when you texted me to come back to train. I said, okay, Jamaica, you can train, but don't keep doing the same actions that you're doing at the moment, you know. So talking about this bring me another question. So how do you do to really chop another thing that you used to do before?
Past,
I mean, so for example, go out to drink or get out of the diet, eat like shit food like burgers, pizza. This is normal to a normal person, but as a fighter, you're not a normal person. How you see the situation? How you fight against this? These things.
I think I had enough, you know. I had enough. I think sometimes you get in a point in your life where, you know, something is, the same situations keep happening all the time, or you keep seeing the same things and nothing is changing, and you get to a place and you say, fuck it, you know. That's where mine comes from. You know, I eventually just had to say to myself, I'm sorry, I keep seeing the same people that are doing the same things, and I keep doing the same things. I think it was changing my environment, which is what helped me to... I still have work to do, but it was my environment that helped me change my life choices. You know, different friends. It's a little bit lonely because, you know, imagine having friends or a certain lifestyle that you lived for years and then you just stop. Then that everyone's kind of gone, you know? So you're lonely by your house and you're just always... you're always working on your craft in the gym or training, and then you find new friends in training, but it's not the same because they're not really your friends. But
it's like a mate.
Mates. But it gets easier. You know, it's getting easier for me. Every month is, you know, I'm getting used to being alone. You know,
At the end, it's just you with yourself. You know, So
I think the problem is a lot of people don't like to be with themselves.
Yeah,
you know, it's not easy to be by yourself,
yeah.
especially in the weekend.
I know, bro.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I
you
know,
talk to yourself, or you don't know what to do with yourself. We're not used to it because
what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, everybody's drinking in the weekends and stuff, or you're working. So then every week you're always with people. So I think that's something that I like to do now, is be by myself. It's a bit weird, but I do
alone, as you say,
I need to balance it though. Sometimes I feel like I need to balance it out and socialize.
What your family said when you like decide to be okay? I want to do this. I want to be a fighter. What they said?
I think my dad was really just like, take it serious. I don't really like to have this mentality about it too much, because it doesn't, not to make me scared, but like my brother, like, and my dad, they always say like, oh, take this serious. You go to the cage, someone's gonna kill you, someone's gonna hurt you. I don't like to go with this mentality, because I will take it too serious. I like to go into it thinking of it like a sport. And I'm trying to catch him, he's trying to catch me. Of course, I know it's more serious, but I don't like to put it in my head, because then it's gonna make me feel like I'm scared, or
Yeah, but you also understand that when your family say this to you, they like trying to kind of protect you.
Of course,
so because they don't want you get like completely broke on the cage or something. But as they doesn't understand like a real as well, they say things like that to you, and then in some point this can break your confidence, this can break your high esteem, your mentality, But one thing that I learned as a jiu-jitsu coach or jiu-jitsu practicing or MMA fighter, it's people gonna talk. Internet, on the gym, on the family, your mates, probably your girlfriend, your wife or something. They're gonna talk. But it's your responsibility. Let this break your mentality or not. You make the filter to this go into your head or not. It's your responsibility.
One thing I heard, since I was fighting, some people have been saying, the way I had one knockout and two TKOs. I remember there was two people saying like, oh, you see the things that you're doing to people, somebody's gonna do it to you. You know what I mean? Like trying to say to me like, hey, like if you give, you have to take. But it's also like trying to scare me, like, like you're hurting people like that. That will happen to you.
It is what it is. It's the game. This is part of the game. So if you see one, you can take like many fighters, like really champions, really champions. They get knocked out as well when they start their careers, or even when they already like be a champion or a star. This is part of the game, bro. Win or lose is part of the game, But people that spend time in talking a lot of other people's life, they don't have a time to improve their lives.
Exactly. And these people that were saying that, they're not fighters at all.
Most of those are not fighters. Because the fighter doesn't have a time to talk about their fighter life. So
100%.
So still talking about fights. What's your main goal?
My main goal?
Yes.
At the moment, it's just to improve my skills and to just keep winning. Just small goals. I can say PFL, I can say UFC like everybody else says, but at the moment, I just want to improve my skills. I want to do it correctly. I want to do it properly, like we said today, like learn the fundamentals. I don't even know my style of fighting yet. I want to know what brings me to the deep waters, things that I haven't seen my superpowers yet. So let's see what happens in this whole year, next year too. Let me get some more wins, and we'll think about going professional. But at the moment it's just
you're still young.
I'm 26. Let's get some more wins. That's what I'm thinking about.
Brother. Cool. So you said before when we started chat, you used to train in lots of kickboxing or boxing when young.
Yeah.
Did you compete as well on this?
I never competed actually.
Oh, really?
No. Just
How long time you train it?
I think maybe I did 3-4 years.
Okay,
Yeah,
straight like training.
Yeah, like on and off, because I was young.
Yeah.
I was obviously with friends all the time, but yeah, I think 3-4 years I was doing kickboxing in KKC in a place called Cabra in Dublin.
Oh, in a Cabra, I know. Yeah. But you do not compete, yeah?
No, I never did, bro. I don't know. I just every time the guys were competing, it was far.
Oh,
it was always in Cork.
Yeah.
Cork, and people always had their parents driving them and stuff like that. I didn't have that much support.
No, man, too. Yeah.
So I actually never really paid. I was saying to you, I never actually paid for my classes there. I didn't have that much money, so the coaches always let me train for free. But yeah, it's crazy coming back now that I'm older, how my life just did a circle and I'm back fighting now.
Okay. Yeah.
But this time it's for real.
Yeah.
I've accepted.
You're adult now.
Yeah.
At that time, you was like just teenager and stuff.
Yeah.
Is this place that you comment with Tristan at the time
that
you went in?
Yeah. Tristan,
he used to train there as well.
Tristan used to train there. A guy called Peter Carr as well.
Okay.
A good few people. A good few MMA fighters, boxers used to train there. Very good. But I knew Tristan when he was like maybe like 16 or something.
So
17.
young, you're both so young.
Yeah.
Cool, brother, cool. So let's see. As you said, your main goal is keep going, no lose, keep training. I think this is the main goal to everyone that are on this sport.
Yeah.
But it's difficult to keep this way because at your front is another person that also want to win.
Yeah.
You need to take it. Bro, you don't ask.
Yeah.
Like, oh, please, can you make me a favor? Can you just give me this victory because I have it? No.
Yeah.
You need to go and take it. You understand what I'm saying? I can see you really want that. UFC to you still a dream? What do you think? You tell me.
Yeah, like I don't want to say like
maybe the Irish John Jones. Huh? What do you tell me?
You know what? My dream is to be successful, brother. You know what I mean? To be able to look at my blood brother and say to him, bro, like we did it.
Yeah.
That's my dream. I won't lie to you. I don't dream about Dana White and you know what I mean, and the PFL. I just dream about like being able to buy whatever I want, being able to do whatever I want, and take the people that I grew up with me.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I'm fighting is like I'm really with myself. I'm fighting myself. My enemy is myself.
I got it. Yeah.
So but don't sign me to the UFC. I'm not saying no,
bro. Never say never. Yeah.
I'll take it. That's where the big boys are.
Yeah. Never say never. Yeah.
100%.
So I think this is a natural way. For example, you start to win here, and then you win there, and someone gonna tag you in Instagram and gonna tag Donna. What the name? Dana White as well, White, and look at this guy, blah blah blah, bro. The things start to be a natural,
Exactly. I'm already seeing difference from my 3 fights,
Yeah.
I can already see a snowball effect. I can even see with you're taking me a bit more serious as well.
Yeah.
I see friends outside. Every time I go out, people are like, "Hey, yo, I see you're doing your MMA stuff. Well done." Like I can already see a difference. So I like seeing that. So that's what I'm chasing, is when they put my hand up and people commenting positive things, and then in the future there's gonna be like a snowball,
Yeah.
Just bigger, and then we're gonna look back in this interview.
Yeah, in jiu-jitsu we said when you start as a white belt, you get like a imaginary like a toolbox, and every day when you come, you learn something, you take one new tools, and then you put inside. You put inside. At the beginning, you feel like, holy shit, I'm working hard, and look at this box, still empty. but the times pass.
Yeah.
If you don't give up, every day this box will be more full and full and full. I think it's the same thing in MMA, in your journey, you know. You spend like 3 months, 6 months in one fight. Okay, you win. Boom. One more.
Yeah.
One more.
Yeah.
When you realize you have many of those, you know, and let's imagine the best scenario. You have zero like loses, you know.
Yeah.
Bro, it's the perfect thing. But to do this, we need to respect the timing and respect the process. My opinion in this case, you are doing the right way. You have 3 fights, yeah?
Yeah.
One submission and 2 knockouts, yeah?
1 knockout, 2 TKO.
1 knockout, 2 TKO.
Yeah.
This is a good score.
Yeah.
Now you go to another fight with a guy much more, not much more, but more experienced than you, like with more expertise. You say,
Yeah.
He have 3 and 3.
Yeah.
It's a guy that already know how to be on the cage, but look at you.
Yeah.
You have like 3 knockouts, yeah?
Yeah.
3 knockouts, 1 TKO.
Yeah.
This is impressive.
Yeah.
So, to keep this journey, I think you must to keep doing the things that you're already doing.
Okay.
You eating clean,
Yeah.
you train with the best people that you can find, you know. If I can give you advice, just keep doing what you are doing, you know. Keep in your journey.
Yeah.
Okay? So, but let's talk less about fight now. Let's talk about you.
Okay.
When you was a child, you comment with me before, you was not like a easy guy, huh?
Yeah.
You used to be like a trouble guy. Tell me about that.
Yeah.
Because why I'm asking that? Because I listen too much podcast, and then I can say 95% of these fighters, when they're a child or teenager, that was crazy, you know.
Yeah.
And then after that, when they grow up, champion, you know. So tell me about this.
Yeah, bro. I think when I was young, I was a troubled child, you know.
Yeah.
I think I was always angry, and I didn't know how to control my emotions. But I wasn't like always angry, you know, fighting all the time. But I'm always happy, even like how I am now, always making jokes. But I was more quicker. It's like snapping, you know, very quick, like boom, boom, boom. Anything that annoyed me, I was like, I have a big heart, but I didn't know how to control that, you know.
Yeah.
And I always felt like when I was angry, I had to let that show to people that, you know, that they shouldn't mess with me or in school. More like when I was a teenager, I used to fight a lot, you know, in the streets in Dublin and stuff like that. But as I'm older now, I have anger, but it's all contained now.
Now you can control.
It's inside. It's inside. But I guess when I'm in the ring, it shows. And I didn't know that until my last fights, when I realized that, okay, I thought I was healed, but I'm not.
You know? Is it what?
I thought I was healed.
Okay.
Like I thought I didn't have anger problems at all.
Yeah.
Until my last 3 fights, and I realized that, okay, no.
Now it's okay.
I think MMA is gonna be my therapy.
This is good.
Yeah, I think so, bro.
But I'll tell you, it's not the first time that I listen like a fighter saying that.
Really?
Bro, this is very common. This is very common. I listen too much in Portuguese. I don't know if the same story with the English, but as I said, 95% of the fighters that I listen in podcasts, they say the same thing. No, I was like angry with myself or with family or with the society.
Yeah, because, you know, with men, bro, the world is not easy.
No.
You know what I mean? Every day we wake up is a war. It's a guerra.
It's a guerra.
You know, like we say in Portuguese, every day we wake up is a war. You might have some problems at work or wife or kids, family. You know, not saying women don't go through stuff too, but, you know, I'm speaking as a man. For men, you know. So sometimes we need things to go to take out our energy. For some people, they do gym. Yeah. But for us, we need more, you know? We need more intensity. You know, gym was never enough for me.
It's not enough. It's not enough. You need something like a real to compete with someone to prove it. Okay, I can.
Or sometimes just to hit, you know?
Yeah. yeah. Punching bag or something, I know this, Jamaica. I know this, Good, bro. And then now we know a little bit where come from this angry that you have on the cage. It's about the life. The life is not easy like a sugar. Yeah, 100%.
I said to my brother that this pain is gonna take me to the top, and then after when I'm like healed, then I'm gonna get out.
Yeah, I got it. I can see.
I think it's a boxer, Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis, American.
No, I don't think
American,
so. No.
But he was undefeated, right?
Yeah.
And recently he was talking about how he wants to start to do therapy, blah, blah, blah. He's not feeling like how he used to. He used to start fighting when he was like 7, 5.
7 years old.
So he's been a boxer, and now he's like, I don't know, I don't want to say the wrong age, but now he's like maybe your age or 28, something like that. And when he was saying that, he was telling everybody, I want to start therapy. All the anger made him undefeated, and then his recent fight, he was a draw. So it just shows that now he's at a point in his career that he's not really feeling it anymore. The anger is not there.
I understand. Yeah. So I think it's the same story with that guy from Australia that fight in UFC. What is his name? Volkanovski.
Okay.
I think it's not the same thing, but Volkanovski said, bro, I need to be in the cage. I need to one fight coming up.
Yeah.
Because if I stay at home like with nothing happen, I start to think about this, start to think about that, and then when I realize I'm becoming crazy, when you have something like to think, about fight or some event, especially to a fighter, it's your job, bro. You understand what I'm saying? It's your job. If you don't have like a fight coming up, you say, bro, I'm an employee, so I don't have anything to do, So mentality and fight is to connect, and most people, actually most fighters, they ignore that, I think, of course, you can feel this angry to fight, to do this, to do that, but you need to administrate, because if you don't administrate this can destroy you as well. Mentality, it's all. If you don't believe that you can win, if you don't believe that you're able to do it. So this can destroy you easy. So
for me, it's preparation. If I prepare myself and train good, then I will feel confident, because I put the work in. I'm seeing in training, but also as well the mentality. I have to know that I can do it.
For me, it's the same. Now I'm not competing as I used to do before, but let's imagine that I have some event or some fight coming up, and then I have my diet and no sweets in my diet. Okay, and then if I eat something like that I get wrong, like ice cream or Nutella or something. If I eat this in this period in this time to fight, when I get in the cage or when I get inside of the mat, I say, okay, probably this guy don't eat this shit. This guy don't eat this shit. Probably he gonna won the fight because he did his diet. He didn't eat the ice cream last night. You understand?
Yeah.
But this guy a night before was in a party, smoking weed, drink alcohol, and he won the fight because you don't did the right thing, So after few mistakes, I put myself in the right way. I said, no. If I'm supposed to do a diet, I'll do it. If I'm supposed to lift weights, I'll do it. Because I do not let my mind tell me, no, you're not able to do this, you're not able to do that. No, bro. This can't happen, You must do the right thing. Because if you do the right thing, you believe it. If you believe it, you can do it,
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. Everything is like an energy, It's like the more things you do, the right things, you prepare, you have discipline. You're eating the correct things. You're training when you say you're going to train. You're doing your sparrings. You're not doing the bad things like going out when you're in camp and stuff like that. everything all joins together. So when I think when you're in the fight, you're a beast. You're
Yeah.
also including your mentality that you're gonna win.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a beast. You're gonna be a beast. I think that's the mentality I try to have. I try not to think too much. Because at the end of the day, this is supposed to be fun for me.
Yeah.
So as I was saying about earlier with my dad and my brother saying like, hey, take this serious.
Why are you doing serious,
Yeah, I am. I am.
What people expect when they what people expect is about fight, So you must train like 8 hours per day, stay in the gym, 1 hour hitting bag, 1 hour run, bro.
We're still
no
human.
one can do that,
Yeah, we're still
no
human.
one can do that. It's still a human, you know.
Yeah.
If you take this normal person that say that to you, they can't do one single round in jiu-jitsu, like passing guard. No. I close you, you take you in the close guard and then you pass. 3 minutes. Jamaica, in 3 minutes they look into you like that. When they start to melt, they look like that. But they want you 28 hours per day. No, you're not do serious. You're not do serious because you did it like 8 hours, bro.
1 hour, 2 hours a day is a lot,
bro. It's a lot.
At the moment, I'm doing like 2 hours a day. Like 2 classes per day.
Bro, it's a lot.
Yeah. I was doing 3 in my other fights, but 3 was a lot. Like, and you have to remember like the food, carbs and all that stuff. You get home and you can't even cook because you have no energy.
You must do cardio, your MMA training. Some day of the week you're gonna train jiu-jitsu. In another day you're gonna train boxing. You must to keep diet. Some days you're gonna do sauna. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But makes sense for us. If you talk about this to like normal people, as I said here before, they say, bro, why are you doing this?
You have to enjoy it as well. When I come here, when I'm training, I don't feel like
you need to chill,
I don't feel like it's a job. It's something that I'm genuinely good at and I learn quick and I like it. I like being with my friends. I like being with you, it's like another day in the playground for me. Yeah. So I always like to tell my brain like, hey, remember, have fun. Enjoy
this must be fun,
Yeah. Or else, what's the point to do it?
He's a fighter in Brazil. He has a podcast and YouTube channel. His name is Moicano.
Yeah, Moicano.
He said, Moicano say, bro, you know why I become a fighter? Because I'm a lazy guy. I don't like to work.
Yeah.
And he say, I don't like to fight either, but I prefer to fight than go to work every day. I like to train. He say, I like to training.
Yeah.
Training is good. Training is fun and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But I need to capitalize this, I need to make money. How I make money, fight. But you spend my whole life working in the, imagine a supermarket or petrol station. Bro, it's better you fight and go.
Of course.
It's much more fun to us.
Yeah.
As you said, at the end of the day, this must be fun. This must be chill. Yeah. It's a good atmosphere on the gym. We talk, we play a lot, laugh, we make jokes. Bro, it's good. Why complain? Okay, if we must go in the cage, if we must go in the tournament and this and that, it's okay. It's part of the game. It's good as well. It's fun, But for me, make more sense you spend time doing this, doing a thing that you like, to get the guaranteed job in the supermarket, petrol. I 100% prefer to do this what we do.
Well, let's see. Like I have a chance in my life right now where I can train.
Yeah.
And I don't plan to go back to work. I plan to do this fully.
Full time.
Full time. Yeah. I'm 26. I'm not gonna be 26 forever. Let's put the work in and let's see the outcome. At the moment, I feel good. I feel like I have a lot to learn, and I think I can actually go far with this.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
I just think that you don't need to think too much about the age. Of course, it's important.
Okay.
No, but I'm 26, I'm 28, I'm 30, blah, blah, blah. Okay, in some point, this would not happen anymore.
I
feel point?
Like,
36.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like they like to talk about age a lot, you know?
Yeah,
in combat sport, you
yeah,
know, in boxing,
yeah.
you know, oh, you're too old, you're not this, you're not
No,
that.
but when you 18, they said, no, it's too young.
Yeah.
It's too young.
Yeah.
No experience, no power. It's not a man yet.
Yeah.
When you 25, okay, the time is now. If not now, it's over. You understand?
Yeah.
What's the difference between 18 and 25? 7 years, bro. 7 years, nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, 25. Okay, when you start to be like 28, people already start, he's becoming old, he would not win. But who say that?
Yeah.
People that don't train, people that
exactly,
don't fight,
exactly,
people that don't compete, or comments guys, or YouTubers, or this or that, you know. I think it's okay, it's a valid point when you are like 35, 36, 37. But when you're 26,
so much to learn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like very good.
But you learn.
At this age.
You learn practicing.
Yeah.
You learn practicing. You know. You learn on the gym. You learn fighting. You learn competing. You learn talking with experienced people. You know, from different places, from your gym as well. You know. Yeah. This is the way that we learn. You know, we don't learn like on the sofa or listen podcast. I listen a lot of podcasts, you know, but the way that I learn is on the gym. Right. It's practice, asking my coaches. I'm your coach, but I have my own coach as well. People that I ask, I solve my doubts, you know. This is way that you learn. But don't mind too much about, no, I'm 26. Okay, you must to go. You must to do it.
Yeah. It puts so much pressure.
Because it's more pressure, you know. If you lose one, you say, no, I'm 26.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Jamaica. If you start to fight 25 at 30, you, because it's a short time to you do, you know, because it's hit on the head, you know. If you start to fight 25, 31, 32, you're okay. I'm close to retired. Yeah. If you start to fight at 30, 35, you're okay. If you start to fight 18, bro, you think you're gonna fight 18 until 42?
No, of course not.
Bro,
it's a short time.
It's a short time. 5-7 years, bro. 5-7 years, you know. Otherwise, you know, bro, it's crazy.
Like McGregor, he got in and got out.
Yeah, you know? Make too much money and got out, you know. It's the way, you know. I believe this. What do you think?
Yeah, bro. At the end of the day, you know, I love this sport, you know. I love training, but my health is first, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, at the end of the day, like a lot of the fighters, they can lie, but they wouldn't do this if there was no money involved. Our goal is always to be financially free, because in this world we need money regardless. Yeah. We all have wives, girlfriends, daughters, sons. That when we come back home, we have to give them a plate of food. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know. Okay, we're in the gym, we're training, but at the end of the day, they need answers, you know?
Yes.
The answers is money. Yes. You know?
When people say, okay, it's good you fight, but what about?
Exactly.
Isn't it? Yeah. What about?
Your wife can support you, but eventually, you know, it needs to make sense. And she's right, because at the end of the day, if you're fighting and you keep fighting and nothing is happening out of it, hey, bro, maybe it's not for you. Yeah. You know? I think a lot of times people, I'm not trying to promote give up on your dreams. No. But sometimes you need to know when to stop. Yeah. You know?
You must know the time,
you need to know what is for you and what is not for you.
Yeah.
Give a few years. If it's not working, okay, find something else, you know? That's the thing about life. We're humans, you know?
Yeah. If you insist the mistake, you dump, How you say dump, Dump.
What do you mean?
When you're stupid.
Oh, dumb,
yeah. If you insist on the mistake, you dumb. Imagine that. Oh, I want to be a fighter. Okay, you 30 years old. you lost like 5 just straight away.
Yeah.
Bro, this is not to you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I see this happen a lot.
Yeah.
And the guy is 60. Now you want to be a UFC champion.
Yeah.
Bro, even if you want maximum as you can, this don't depend just from you anymore.
Yeah.
Because you have 5 losses straight away. You know, and then you're not that young boy anymore, you know.
It's maths. You have to do the maths. Really go at home with your girlfriend or with your wife. Look and then do some notes and say, can I do this? If this
numbers,
the negative, the positive, the numbers, you know? A lot of people, they don't like to do that. They like to live with their dreams, fantasy world, you know? And because for them, that's safe. They feel good in the fantasy world. But if you take them out, they know they have anxiety. They can't pay rent. They can't, you know, the real world is always going to be knocking, you know? So, But
the bills
guys,
don't
follow
stop
your
to
dreams.
come.
Follow your dreams. But, you know?
Jamaica, I'll tell a story, bro. You know why I opened a club?
Why?
Because I never get like a sponsorship, you know. The sponsorship is, I said, the people that give you some money, you know, it's nothing wrong with that. But I was married. I was like 28 years old. And imagine, bro, I was with a wife and everything, asking for people to pay a tournament to me, asking to people to buy to me a supplements like a whey protein, creatine, or whatever. Bro, this is not a life. This is not a life. And then I decided to say, no, okay, I will open my own club. Then I'll try to make this be like a profit to make money, you know, and then I'll pay my bills with my own job.
So you did the maths.
You
did the maths, you know. Yeah, exactly.
How my wife gonna looking in my eyes if she know?
Buy protein,
bro. No, look.
Yeah.
But how I look to my wife? How is she gonna look to me? And then me on the phone calling to someone else. No, can you pay this for me? And then turn off and call to another person. Okay, I already get the creatine. Can you buy the protein to me? This doesn't make any sense, you know? And then I realized, no. And then what I did, because at this time before to open the club, I spent like 3 hours training every day because I had a plan. Okay, it'll be a fight, blah, blah, blah. But something was not connecting, you know, because I need money.
Of course.
And then if you just train it, this doesn't make...
And you need money all the time.
To everything.
You know what I mean? Even to buy new gloves, to buy new headsets, for gum shields, whatever, to buy new... You know, you're not going to wear the same thing every day in training.
No.
Same rash guard.
It's at least one per day, you know?
Yeah, you have to change them because it's sweating. You know, you need money all the time.
Yeah.
If you have to travel far to a fight, you need money for transport, you know?
Yeah, it's not a cheaper sport, you know? All the time. And then what I did, I sacrificed part of my dream at some point to keep alive on the game, you know?
Yeah.
Because... if you don't like sacrifice some point, you're gonna die holding nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, bro, it's not fair. Imagine a man calling to another person to pay this, to pay that. Blah, blah, blah.
It's not a nice feeling having to ask. Of course, we have to ask for money sometimes. You know, we always sometimes we need a boost in life, but it gets to a certain point where, you know, if you need to be your own savior.
Yes.
You know? Not asking for someone to save you. You need to be your own savior.
The beginning of the journey is cruel.
Yeah.
you know, it's crazy, you know?
100%.
But at the end, as you said, make all sense, you know? When you get that, when you go to fight, when you become a champion, it's good. It's good. I like to use these terms, but to a normal people, fighters, like... John Jones, Conor McGregor, Khabib Nurmagomedov, George St. Pierre. These guys, to a normal people that loves MMA, these guys, they are kind of a semi-gods.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But people don't know how this work at the beginning.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if still on this point, if you call to someone to pay to you creatine, if you need this, bro, you don't believe in yourself.
Yeah.
We was talking about mentality and this and that, you know.
Yeah.
If you need someone to support you with one rash guard, when you be on the cage, you don't believe in yourself. How can a semi-god asking to another person to pay this, to pay that? You understand?
100%. We get the job done by ourselves, you know?
Yes. You understand?
I know what you mean, 100%.
I have another channel in Portuguese. I explain this to my followers there, you know. I say, you need to make money with your job. You can't ask someone to do this, to do that, to do this, to do that. Why I'm telling you this? Because I know you have another thing. You have another job, yeah? Don't commit this mistake to leave and ask people to buy this, to buy that. No, can you help me? This is a huge mistake. And then when you don't get that, people blame another person. People say, no, today I'm not a big champion in jiu-jitsu, or I'm not big champion in MMA because
they don't help me.
Bro. No one. No one.
I don't have support. I don't have sponsor.
No one gonna help you. No, people don't like losers. People like the winners. You know?
And it's a good feeling being a winner, bro.
You understand, Jamaica? You understand? Okay, everything is expensive, everything is crazy, but you're gonna find a way to support yourself. Don't depend on other people to nothing, bro. Believe what I'm saying. I have a lot of stores in Brazil. A lot of stores in Brazil. Oh no, today I'm not that guy. I'm not John Jones because nobody helps me. I'm a talent guy, but the government doesn't help me. My neighborhood that have a shop here beside my house doesn't help me. This guy that I have a pharmacy on the main road that he doesn't help me, bro. What the fuck? You must to help yourself. You understand what I'm saying,
100%,
bro?
100%. Yeah, you have to be your own battery.
Your
own charger.
Make your own things and the opportunity will come. And people will pay you to you represent their brand.
Exactly.
But don't come like a dog. Oh, please.
You have to show your worth before people help you.
Your value.
Your value, exactly.
You understand?
You know, it's funny, like I was thinking about this the other day, you know? Like you were saying about like your coach can encourage you, but you're the one that's gonna fight in the cage. You know, it's very different from other sports, you know, like football and stuff like that, you know? We have a bit more mentality, like mental wars in our own brain to do this sport, you know, always telling ourselves. Because, you know, you can make one mistake in football, but your teammate can come and take the ball.
You can share.
Yeah, you can share the
mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we all lose together.
In MMA, when you won, your team won. When you lose,
you lose.
You lost.
That's true.
You lost or lose.
That's actually true.
Yeah,
because if I win, that means...
No. If you win, Locomotiva win.
Exactly.
Locomotiva win. No, we are champion. Come here, brother. Come here. We are fucking champion. If you lose, no, this Jamaica, how you say, dumb, Jamaica is a fucking dumb. Oh, I told him to do a jab and he didn't jab. Lots of specialists. But this need to be solved in your heart, in your mind, you know? If you win, everyone win. If you lose, bro, you lose alone.
Some people like to blame other people.
No, this is
blame for the luck.
You know, Jamaica, it's okay. It's okay, but
for them it's easier, you know?
This is the game. It's the same thing you complain about. Oh, it's raining today. Fuck, bro, this is the game. Some days, sun like this. Some days it's rain as shit. You know? This is the game, Jamaica. Jamaica, I think we speak too much.
3 o'clock.
Do you want to give to let some message here or something to our 70 followers? We have 70 followers already. Subscribe.
70?
Yeah,
that's
bro.
Good. That's good.
It's good.
Subscribe for more videos, my coach here just started his podcast, but it should get bigger in this year, coming years.
Yeah.
Follow my career. My name is Aaron Lorenzo, aka Renzo, aka Jamaica, and yeah, I'm loving this journey at the moment. Let's see where it can take me in the future. I have my coach, my mentor, my big brother with me, my friend with me, and I know we'll look back in this podcast and from the future, and we're gonna see, wow, it's been a long way. We'll probably have more gray hair, more kids.
Yeah.
But thank you for tuning in.
Okay, guys. This was our first episode here in Locomotiva podcast, Locomotiva Talks. You decide the name that you're going to call that. Mm-hmm. No problem for me. So thank you very much to all of you that watch. Follow the podcast, subscribe. You can follow us on Instagram, Locomotiva jiujitsu.ai. That's it for today. Thank you very much. Good, huh, Jamaica?
Very good. Thank you.
What do you think?
Very good.